Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sharing? We can start the meeting. Okay, we can see.
Guys, I think you should turn off the video from your side. I'm gonna present, okay?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, cool. I think you need to give me the presenter control.
Okay.
You have the presenter control. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me know once you can see my screen.
Okay. It's not yet.
Yeah. And I will appreciate if you guys can mute yourself. There is lots of voice. Okay.
Yeah.
Screen?
Yeah, we can see the screen.
Okay, cool. So everybody in, right? Let's begin.
Yeah, let's start.
Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. Sane this side. I work for Sitecore International as solution architect, and I've been working with Sitecore for last 3.5 years. My primary responsibilities are to train people, support Sitecore implementations, recommending best practices, and traveling a lot. So let's begin with the company. If there's a delay in the PPT, let me know how much so that I can.
No, it's fine.
It's fine? Okay. So the company, okay, who we are. We are Sitecore, and we came into existence in 1999. And every year we are growing at a very high profit rate, almost 40+% every year, year on year. We have a huge community of developers, almost 15,000 now. This number is a little outdated. Every month, More than 200 new developers are certified. How do we work? We work using a model called PPP, Product, Partner, and People. We develop product, our partners, they do the implementation, and peoples are key to our success. We have a huge network of partners everywhere worldwide, almost 750 partners. We are Microsoft certified gold partners, Gartner cool vendor, lots of other recognitions. We have offices in Denmark. This is where we started. Germany, US, Ukraine is where we do bulk of our product development. Sitecore is developed in Ukraine. UK, Netherlands, Sweden, Australia, Japan, China, Singapore. This is all, we have our sales offices all over the globe, you can see now. Who are our customers? Well, looking at the screen, you can see all the big names. You can see even Microsoft is one of Sitecore partners. Bigger names may include PepsiCo, FMC. You know, if you are not aware, Accenture.com has been written in Sitecore now, a very strong reference from a technical giant. Universal Studios, a lot you can see on this screen. What we do, what products do we develop? Well, it works like this. Prior 2010, we had Sitecore CMS, which is a content management system, to be precise, web content management system. How does it help? It helps organizations quickly develop their websites and then run digital marketing on it. So we had Sitecore version 5.0 later with XAML support. 5.2 came based on .NET 2.0. It was Office 5.3. It was Sitecore 5.3 with Office look and feel. We have other products like Sitecore intranet portal. So in case you're looking for something to run inside your intranet, this is the product. We have Sitecore Foundry. Sitecore Foundry is a product which will help you do multi-site implementation quickly. So it comes with cool features like single sign-on and others. Sitecore Express is a discontinued product. And then Sitecore 6.0 with OMS, Online Marketing Suite. Later, it was renamed in 2010 to DMS. 2010, we launched 6.3 with enterprise capabilities, 6.4 with new page editor. 2011, we brought Sitecore Digital Marketing. Sitecore Digital Marketing is revamped OMS, which was launched before 2010. 2012, we brought Sitecore 6.5, Adaptive Print Studio. Adaptive Print Studio is a way to deliver personalized printed material at your doorstep. So a brochure or maybe a patient report, a personalized printed material can be done using Adaptive Print Studio. And then year 2013, we brought Sitecore Experience Platform 7.0. So we renamed Sitecore CMS to Sitecore XP, Experience Platform, because now we are no longer a CMS company. We are innovator in this space. And then we have implemented a suite of products into our systems where we can personalize the entire experience of the user based on number of factors. So we have started calling Sitecore now Sitecore Experience Platform. Sitecore Experience Platform now comes with MVC support. In case you need to add your own functionality or modules, you can use Sitecore Speak, which is a UI layer provided to you to extend Sitecore. Sitecore 7.5 in year 2014. At the speed, we are bringing new products out every 3 quarters. We have been named as leaders in Gartner quadrant. So if you look at this Gartner quadrant, you can see there are number of players in this one, and in the leaders quadrant, which is on your top right, you can see Adobe and Sitecore. Okay, Adobe is a little on the top towards leaders, and if you look at downward, completeness of vision, in visionary quadrant, we are leader. Okay, so that says a lot. It says that if you are working on Sitecore, you are working with #1 CMS system running on .NET platform. It is a platform of choice for any organization running a Microsoft shop. Basically, if your systems are running on Microsoft applications like Windows servers, .NET Suite, and if you need a CMS system, Sitecore is the default choice. Let's move on. Quick product demonstration. I would believe that you people have already seen page editor, content editor, and desktop, but I'll give you a quick understanding of what they are and why you need it. Okay. So Sitecore gives you 3 basic interfaces. We call them client tools. And these client tools have been designed keeping in mind who will use them. Okay, so the primary task of a CMS system is to facilitate easier creation of content and management of this. In order to promote easier creation of content and management, Sitecore gives you a tool called page editor. So a page editor is like a Word application, which is what you see is what you get. For a normal user or for a business user who's not at all technical, he can still go and create content using page editor. Okay, so if you have Sitecore installed, let me just show you how to do that. Guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see.
Okay, I am running a solution called TrainCore, and I would love you guys to look at it. So look at this. This is a very simple solution. We often use it for our training purpose. It's a site written to promote cycling holidays. So if I just go a little bit down, you can see I have a little bit of content on home page. A footer and few more content. So what I would need to do is I would love to go and design my home page again, and I would love to add a few more components. So the only thing I need to do is I need to log into Sitecore by saying /Sitecore. I will get the interface, Sitecore login interface, and I will choose page editor. And that's the first client tool provided to us. So if you look at the page editor, you have a menu on the top that exactly looks like Windows Word, Microsoft Office Word ribbon. Okay, so it has tabs and then it has lots of other commands. For us, I would love to design this page and I would love to add few more components. The only thing I need to do is I need to just click add new component and it will show up all the areas where I can add. So I'll choose one of those where I would love to add, and then it will give me an option to add a component. Right now, I choose general widget. Well, who has created these widgets? They have been all written by developers. A business user has to just pick and choose from the capabilities and use them. So the moment I select it, if you notice, I have a new component here. And it says sample heading and something something. My task is to go and change this data. So I can use Sitecore component properties and go and change the data source. And component properties, data source properties, browse, and I'll choose a data source that I think is required there. And I'll choose tips for cyclist. Say OK, and you see my new content is now being shown here. Now there are 3 components on my page. I have created a new component. Awesome. I added it. Awesome. I just need to save it. In order to design, Sitecore has given more capabilities like, see, I can move this. If I click on this move component command, I can move component on all the regions where I get to see this marker move to here. So probably I would love to move that component at the last. So I'm gonna take it here and observe that it moves at the last, and this third component is now the second component. That's moving. Super simple. Of course, I can delete as well, selecting this delete command. So basically, it is like designing your website, taking some components. You must have played Legos, or your kids must have played the games of Legos, where smaller building blocks are given and then they are given a task to create something out of it. Think it like the game of Legos, where a developer has written a few components and a business user can use it and design the website as per his taste. This is actually amazing to look at it this way, because then you can actually understand the potential of Sitecore. Wow, that's fine. Then what? You can go ahead and edit content on the screen itself, on the page itself. So this is a site. I'm going to edit it and I'm going to say, hey, this is a fully responsive site. And I just say save. I'm able to edit content. Okay, so let's use navigation bar and let's go to a holiday page. Holidays, go using navigation bar. By the way, you can turn navigation bar going to view navigation bar. Okay, now I come to navigation bar. I can see a lot of things here, but maybe I would love to create some content of my own. Why not? Let's go and create a holiday. Okay, so if I am on holidays page, if I go to home and say insert page, observe that this time I'm saying insert page, not insert component. Insert component while you want to design, insert page while you need to add new piece of content. I click this and then you see all of a sudden I get to see this new holiday. I'll call it Sri Lanka. So I go and create a new holiday for Sri Lanka, and now if you look at the breadcrumb, I'm on Sri Lanka page, and only task that I have to do as a content editor is to go change images, write some content, provide an itinerary, and number of things related to this. So that makes it super easy. The business users can create content, and once this content is ready, this item is part of the workflow. He can submit. Observe on the screen a blue bar and a submit command. So I'll say, hey, I would love to submit it. Please approve. And then this goes to a workflow approval chain. Basically, it's a way to provide governance. And then now it's ready for an editor to be approved or reject. If I am the editor, in this case, I am logged in as admin, so I can approve as well. But in real life, somebody else will approve it. So this is page editor. Whatever I have done, I can quickly publish it. After I approve, I can quickly publish it. And I see some validation errors. Of course, currency should not be null. And it says I have some currency with 0 data. So that's fine. So the only thing they have to do is say publish. And once they say publish, this is available live for your audience. So that's the entire concept of page editor. While you are done with page editor, you can easily log off and go back to your production site, live site. I will log in again this time, and we'll go to the second interface called content editor. Now we need to understand why there are different editors. One is page editor, other is content editor. So let's understand. Page editor is for somebody who is a business user, works on certain pages. Basically, he owns part of website and would love to go and manage those portions of the site. Content editor is for somebody who is a marketer, advanced user, would need to go and handle lots of tasks in different areas of your information, of your content tree. This guy may be a guy who creates lots of content, and for him it will be easy to create content in content editor. So if I go to admin B, content editor, you see I have a content tree here. So a content tree is nothing but representation of your database, all the content in your database. Okay, so let's observe where that Sri Lanka visit was created. See, the Sri Lanka visit was created under holidays because we created it under holidays, and it is created right here. So what I can do is now I can go and put in data here, whatever data I want. Location, Sri Lanka, recommended for bikes. Yeah, it's good, an all-rounder place. Okay, I can go fill in more details. Terrain, well, it's flat almost, bit of mountains. Okay, cool. So now I can create content very, very easily in content editor. So yeah, it will be good. It's nature trail, Sri Lanka. Difficulty is not very difficult. It's good. You can do it with family. Price per person. You see, this was the field that was giving me issues because this field has been made mandatory. And how do I know? Because of this red bar, and I can go on these red cubes, and then they say, hey, currency invalid, must have 2 decimal places. So I can go and say, okay, cool, 45600. Now it will be gone the moment I save it, and it's gone. Now it likes it. So this is the way we can create content in content editor. In content editor, you can see entire structure of your website. Basically, this is called information architecture. It has other portions like where are the designs under layouts, where are the medias, all the images, audio, videos, PDFs under media library. all the system settings that runs the show are under system nodes. And finally, all your data structures, which are called templates, are available under templates nodes. So this is just a quick brief introduction of content editor. Okay, so this is primarily used to create content and do marketing things. And this is suitable for advanced users, somebody whom you have trained, somebody who creates lots of data. Maybe in simpler terms, this guy has a responsibility to create creative content, and he will be working here in content editor. Once this content is ready, like in our case, Sri Lanka, I can go and submit this content, approve or reject, and then it will be approved. So now it's in approved state. And if I go and say publish, this will be visible on my live site, publish site or publish item. In my case, I'll just go with item because I created one item called Sri Lanka. That's done. That's all about content editor. Now, let me quickly take you through desktop, exit. The last of the major interfaces is desktop. So if you log into desktop, a desktop actually looks and feels like a desktop. In full screen mode, it can actually surprise people how it looks and feels like exactly like a desktop. So look at this. I can create a shortcut like a desktop. Do you see it? I have a timer. I can switch my databases, core, master, web. I can quickly search here, Sri Lanka. You see, I can see the content. Why we need desktop? Desktop is the tool for the administrators. Desktop is the tool for the marketers. So there are few applications which are required for marketeers, like engagement analytics, executive dashboard, marketing center. All of these are for marketeers to run Sitecore digital marketing. A marketeer can come to executive dashboard and look at reports like how many people are coming from certain website. See, I have a report here which is referring sites. And if you look at this, I have nothing, no data, because this is running locally. If I go to search keyword, nothing searched. But look at the entry pages. Wow, it seems like, okay, you know what? I am running on a very small set of data, which is negligent. So what I can do is I can go and make it yearly data. And now I have some data everywhere. Okay. So if you look at this report, it says what pages are giving you most of the revenue. Basically, what pages are interesting for the visitors, what pages are not. So value per visit, value and visits. Visits, number of people who came. Value, basically a way to measure how engaged they were on my website. So I have lots of other reports like referring sites. Now you can see that there are people coming on my website from Twitter, Facebook, Stack Overflow, Google.com, and we observe that people who are coming from Google or Facebook are generating very high value per visit. It means if I have to do my next marketing campaign, I should spend my money on Facebook, because spending money here returns the best return on investment. Okay, so reports like this for the marketers. We have other tools as well for marketers like Marketing Center and Engagement Analytics. If I go to Engagement Analytics, you can see a couple of things like reports by leads, activities, site health, common mistakes, failures, not found URLs, slow pages, And recent activities. Recent activities is tracking the user who came to your site. So look at this. I visited this site today. So I should have an entry on this system today. You can see now 12/11/2014, one visit. Okay. If I click on it, I can exactly see who this guy was, what he did, where he came from. Of course, I'm running a local machine. Otherwise, we can map the IP and everything all by default. The guy spent 7 minutes 53 seconds. If you guys would be visiting this application, I could have said that you came from which city of Sri Lanka, all that. So that's about visitor. But let's go and look at visits. If I go and look at the visit, I can see what pages that guy visited. Look at this. The guy visited default.aspx and the guy visited Sri Lanka.aspx. So this is what we did while we were demonstrating this application. All of these cool features which you will get otherwise by integrating some third-party analytic systems are given out of box. That's Sitecore digital marketing part. So this is all about Sitecore interfaces. Quick introduction, of course, very quick. We have already discussed in Sitecore everything is called item and content tree is collection of item. And it's not a page, it's actually a unit of content. Very much like you have a record in your database. This is how an content item is. An item is not file. You can reach some items by URL and those items are your pages. The content tree will show all or part of the data depending upon how you have configured it. That's it. Once you have done it, you publish your data from master database to web database. Sitecore has 3 databases: core database, master database, and web database. Core database will have Sitecore settings. Master database will have all the content that you are creating. And the web will only have the content that you want to publish or make visible to your visitors. So this is all about Sitecore publishing quickly. You can see we are publishing item by item, and a page is collection of multiple items. It can be a single item as well. Digital marketing. What do we have? Well, we can assign goals. We can assign engagement value. So what is a goal, by the way? You know, no website exists without any goal. So if I'm a tourism website, my goal is people should come and request for booking. People should come and look at the itinerary. People should come and register for weekly magazine or something. These are my goals. So I will create them and I will somehow ensure that I engage people to these goals. And with every goal, we will assign some value, like, you know, booking is definitely more important on a scale of 100. So I'll give it 100. Looking at an issue is less important. So let's give it 60. And registering for a campaign is 40. So if the visitor comes to my website and registers for a campaign, he gets 40 mark. And if he also requests or downloads an itinerary, he gets 80 mark. And now I know that out of maximum possible 220, this guy has already generated 120. On the other hand, I have a guy who comes, visits my site, looks at multiple pages, but never triggers any of my goals. So this guy generates 0. If I have to choose between whom to call, I will choose and call the guy who has generated 120. So this is how engagement value helps you. They actually let you measure how interested is the particular visitor. We can also test and optimize. And testing refers here content testing. So let me show you a quick content testing example. Okay. We all receive lots of emails every day, lots of them. But some of them will go and land into spam. Some of them will still survive. Okay? And we open only few of them. Why do we open them? We open them because we find subject interesting. Oh, subject of an email, right? Oh, that's a content. So somehow I need to ensure that the content is interesting enough, or in short, the content is relevant to my visitor. If the content is relevant, then I will have more engagement. More engagement means more return on investment. Okay, so let me show you a quick A/B split testing demo. So, let's create a hypothetical scenario on my holidays page. I'm going to just view it in page editor. So if you look at this one, best summer vacations, in real life, it was actually this. Find and book a holiday. So that is the heading on my page. Find and book a holiday. This is a heading. What I think is, this heading is not interesting. And I believe that if I change this heading to best summer vacations, I will have more people coming to my website and booking it. We must understand the content which are this big, which are H1, will be also indexed by Google for their searching. And I believe the way people are searching, nobody is searching find and book a holiday. Everybody is searching best place for summer vacation, best summer vacation ideas, summer vacations or something. So as an administrator or marketer, I think, hey, you know what? If I change this to best summer vacation, I think that my revenue on this page will increase. But you know what? This is just a hypothesis. I need to somehow prove it to my team that yes, this heading is better than the heading that is available right now. So what I can do is I can go to this content and I can click on this small button that says edit variation, and the other one is personalized component. So I need to do this one. This is testing the variations. I will click on it and it will open a window for me, and this will say test the component. Okay, I'm good. New variation. Let's give the first one original name, original or boring heading. Cool, that was the original one. Let's create a new one and I'll call it summer vacation. Give them any name so that you can remember. Say okay. The moment you say you'd give two variations, observe on this page that this page is not, this content is now showing A and B. Okay, so B is summer vacation and A is something which is supposed to be boring. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to say it, hey, listen. Strange enough, I was not able to edit it. Hold on. Now I should be able to do it. Okay, so A and B. Okay, and you see that they say boring everywhere. Now I'm going to change it to make it interesting. Best summer vacation. And if you observe now, I can see two pieces of information in the same place. Find and book a holiday and summer vacation. Cool. Now what happens is on the top you see a testing node. And you see a nice green button that encourages me to start a test. I will go and start the test. I'll give this test name, heading test. I'll start the test. And now what will happen is, this test can run for any number of days. So right now it will run for 1 day. I can configure it as well. Now what happens is that now all my users, they will get different copies of this page. So basically 2 different copies. One with best summer vacations and other with find and book a holiday. While this test runs for two days or 3 days, as long as you want, you say stop test, and now you can see some analytics. So summer vacation, boring heading, they're both showing a value of 0, but in real life they will show a different number. And the one that shows higher value is the winner. So I'll keep that one. So in my case, I presume summer vacation had more engagement. I will select it, and bingo, summer vacation is now the de facto heading, and the test is removed automatically as well. So this is how A/B split testing works in Sitecore. It's super easy. It's configurable by the business users. Developers are not required for this. Yes, your business users needs to be trained for it. Okay, let's go back to presentation again. So testing and optimization, you can also do campaign, you can run social network campaign, you can run online, offline campaign, you can also do personalization using rule-based engine, which is basically if somebody is looking at luxury cars, if he comes to your website next time, show him luxury cars on homepage banner. If somebody was looking at iPhone 5, iPhone 6 or iPhone 6 Plus, next time he comes to your website, on the homepage banner, show him iPhone 6, something like this automatically. Engagement analytics I have shown you, executive dashboard I have shown you, the reports part. Federated Experience Manager is something that does something amazing. You know, you might have a Sitecore website where you are running Sitecore analytics, but then you will have other 10 sites which are not running on Sitecore. They might be running on anything else, but those sites are acting as entry sites for your main site. What you can do is you can go and run Sitecore analytics on those 10 sites as well. Though they are not in Sitecore, you are still able to run analytics, and then you can grab data back into Sitecore analytics for better understanding. So this is all about digital marketing analytics. But the question is, okay, fine, lots of cool things, but what is for me as the developer? Okay, so let's see, what is our role as a developer? Well, a developer's role is write Sitecore apps according to recommended practices so that your applications are capable of supporting Sitecore marketing and analytics. Your application must support page editor. It means your business user should be able to edit all type of content into page editor itself. They should not come to marketing content editor at all if editing is the only thing that they need to do. Most importantly, learn the framework and try to do the framework, do the development as dictated by framework. Don't try to bypass layers of framework and do things on your own. That's not always a good idea. What is your career? Well, Sitecore developers are in huge demand everywhere. Acute shortage in entire Europe, acute shortage in US, and acute shortage in Australia. Sitecore is a world leader. We deliver highly personalized digital experience. Your skills are highly sought after. Your career is highly safe, and not only safe, very rewarding. you may be progressing quickly, very quickly than your other counterparts who don't know Sitecore comparatively. The best way to learn Sitecore is to go for Sitecore WND certification, which is website developer for .NET website developer for Sitecore 7.2, the latest version. And once you have gone through this training, you'll be able to quickly build Sitecore applications based on recommended practices. If you end up doing something crazy, we can nominate you to Sitecore MVP program, most valuable professional program. Thereby, you will have some advantages like technical previews. You will go and attend MVP summits. You'll have close product feedback circuits. Of course, you'll also benefit from the active community on SDN, Twitter, Stack Overflow, blogging, number of other sources, YouTube, meetings, user groups. We have a lot of them. In case you need more information, where to find it? What is the way forward? Well, yes, you can find it. kb.sitecore.net is your place for Sitecore knowledge base. Marketplace.sitecore.net is your place to look at Sitecore modules that some people have written. They are like plugins, plug and play. So you don't have to do something from scratch if you find a functionality already built for you. And then I can proudly say that Sitecore is one of the CMS system which is very well documented. And you'll find all those nice documents on sdn.sitecore.net. There are lots of guides, lots of modules. Like email experience manager, web form for marketers, social connected to connect to Facebook and Twitter. There are lots of useful guides. And the most important is page editor recommended practices for developers. All of that. You can find documentation on doc.sitecore.net. You can also find
Harshit, we cannot hear you. Can you rejoin? Then it suddenly went off. We heard your presentation till few minutes back. It went off. Send.
They try to troubleshoot. Okay, carry on. Thanks.
Hi.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Oh yeah, now you can hear us, Chaturanga.
Okay, cool.
Sorry
So
about
I'll
that.
just repeat. Yeah, I'll just repeat, no problem. Okay. So how to connect to Sitecore? Go to support.sitecore.net. If you're working for a partner, take the partner license ID. They must have bought support with the license. Only then Sitecore support is able to help you. one problem per issue. Timestamp your responses, attach all the relevant configuration, web config files, log files, screenshot of the errors and related issues, and all the exceptions that you can find as plain text. This is all about reaching Sitecore for help. Okay. Now, it's a good idea that prior you send it to Sitecore, try to reproduce the issue on your site. Always read the log analyzers before making a request. Look at marketplace for code example. Maybe something is already there, a hotfix or something that solves your issue. And Sitecore has a utility called show config. Always use it to understand what is your configuration for that particular application in action. Okay. There are public FTPs where you can dump files which are 10 MB bigger. So Sitecore can analyze them. For best practices, you can go to this URL, sdn.sitecore.net/support/helpdesk bestpractices.aspx. You'll find all the best practices related to support here. Now, it's time for your inputs and questions. So please go ahead, unmute yourself, and let's make it a dialogue now and discuss any questions, any inputs you have, any clarification you need, or anything in general, whatever you like.
Yeah. Thanks, Sen, for the presentation. I think it was very helpful and covered a lot of information. Guys, do you have any questions?
Yes, guys, anything? Yeah?
Yeah. I send Meetup from a different company and doing software development as well, and I have not used Sitecore. I'm just curious to know how we always need to use this production sites to do development, or we have the deployment mechanism in this?
No. Right now, I'm running this on my local machine. So it is as good as I'm running a dev version of it on my machine. Yes, you are correct. You will have dev, QA, staging, pre-prod, and production, as many layers as you want. So you can sit on your machine, develop, and then you can create something called Sitecore package. And this package will include all your code and all the Sitecore items that you have created. And this you can ship to QA. And from QA, if everything is found okay, the package can be shipped to pre-prod and finally moving to prod. Prod versions, in prod environment, we will only create content, no development.
I mean, this content creation is not part of development?
Of course, as a developer, you are not supposed to create content, right?
Okay.
Maybe you would love to do it just for testing.
So, okay. So, always, normally, the idea is to create content in production site and the other parts in the okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, guys. Yeah, please feel free to ask anything that you think can help you. That's the whole idea.
Regarding the Sitecore exams, those are not here, Sri Lanka. We can't get those exams in Sri Lanka.
So what we can do is, we can either you can fly into New Delhi, nearest to you maybe Hyderabad or Chennai, okay? Or if you have 4 people in Sri Lanka, then we can come down to Sri Lanka and we can arrange one exam somewhere in Sri Lanka where you are comfortable.
Okay.
Minimum is 4 participants.
So the materials, the learning materials, how will get them?
You will get everything before we schedule the exam. We'll give you the learning material, course manual, product, a license, and all the instruction how to set up sample project. Everything will be given on a link to you so that you can download. It's all digital.
Since I'm Udara from Codehouse, since that's now this Sitecore is new to Sri Lanka, and so do you provide any SDK kind of thing to learn the people? Otherwise, the people have to buy the product, and learning would be not possible, right? Practical. And do you have any SDK kind of thing to download and do some practices and all?
You know, you will actually need our own the product itself. There is no SDK. The only thing that matters here is you will need a suitable license to run the product. Okay.
Yeah.
So maybe just write a mail to Janus, who helped us connect. He's my boss. Okay. And request for a training license in case that helps you.
That's it's a free of charge, or we have to pay. The person has to pay for that.
Training licenses are free of charge, but they will only run for limited days, like 30 days or 45 days.
Like, what's that email address? So if you can put it in the chat, would be great.
Sorry?
That email address, if you could put in the chat, would be great.
Oh yeah, sure. Why not? Go ahead, please ask more questions if you have.
So in Sri Lanka, do you have any plan to market your product in Sri Lanka? That means the companies getting the advantages, and while they're using, they can modify the things, and how you added values other than the other content management applications, how Sitecore add values to their company, kind of sessions do you wish to have in Sri Lanka?
Yeah, see, we are working on in the entire Asia Pacific, especially India and other Asian countries, on demand basis. So whenever there is a requirement, we go and deal with the requirement as per the merit. We are actually not doing any kind of marketing in these markets as of now. We do have plans to go ahead in future and start marketing into these countries. But yes, right now we are not into marketing into these countries.
Sid, you told that now that from Sitecore 7.1 you are not considered as a CMS. Can you explain is a little bit why and experience?
Yeah, CMS is there, but the product has now matured into something called experience management system right now. Okay, so treat a website as a physical store. Okay, in a physical store, if you go and buy one product once, if you go second time, the guy will identify you. He will say hello by your name rather than asking your name again. If you have bought iPhone 6 and if you go and ask for an accessory, he will show you iPhone 6 accessory, not an Android phone accessories. Okay, how he's doing it? He's taking advantage of your previous cell. Okay, and he's using the historical data in order to customize, in order to personalize the behavior with you. So this exact personalization that happened in physical store, we need to replicate in our digital store, which is my website. Okay, the moment we start implementing all these into a digital store where we can personalize based on one-to-one. Personalization should be not mass personalization. Mass personalization is something like this. If the request is coming from Sri Lanka, say good morning in Sri Lankan. Okay.
Okay.
That's mass personalization. What we are talking here is one-to-one, the way shopkeeper was dealing with me. He was doing one-to-one personalization. So if you can manage that on a website, your sales grow multiple times. And that's the whole idea about experience management platform.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
You all talk about that best practice. In that case, what are the design patterns kind of thing that we go with uh, developing module kind of things?
No. The best practices are from Sitecore perspective. They are not design patterns. Of course, if they fit into your architecture, please use them. Sitecore doesn't hinder them anyway. The best practices from Sitecore are from Sitecore perspective, like how to create templates, how to manage their inheritance, how to provide good display names and titles, and ensure that you have some standard data available, other things. So those from perspective of Sitecore, not the thing that you are thinking about design patterns. Okay.
Regarding the modules for the marketplace, and is there example module where we can learn how to write modules, and then we can write our own modules?
Okay, yeah, you cannot, well, there is nowhere they teach you how to write a module. A module is a basic, function that somebody finishes in a generic way, and then other people can use it. Okay. So what I understand is your idea is how to learn Sitecore on your own. Okay.
Yeah.
For that,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, for that there are lots of good articles available, lots of videos available on YouTube, and of course I would recommend that you should invest into Sitecore training and get yourself into Sitecore. Investing 40 hours, it will pay you like anything in next 2 years.
The Sitecore XP platform, you said that it supports MVC. So
It
it's
supports, sorry?
MVC, right? SP.NET MVC, right?
Yes,
So
you can see, you can use any of the pattern. You can use web form pattern, or you can use MVC pattern. These days, MVC is the favorite one, popular one.
It's a pattern.
Yeah, pattern.
Okay. So, if you have both the web form technologies and MVC, that's what you say.
Now, earlier you said now in this about this marketplace module. Now, how is if we have an idea of creating a module, what is the approach? How do we start? Is
Of
there?
course,
Yeah.
Of course, it depends upon what kind of idea you have, but usually it's a web project running out of Sitecore only. Okay. So a module is nothing but a small web project with fewer components to do a single task. Okay. So it's nothing but a web application. So you will go and create a web application project in Visual Studio. You'll connect it to your Sitecore instance, and then you'll start developing it.
Okay. Let's say now I have created some module, and then how do we publish that, and how do we make it available on the marketplace?
Yeah, you can go to marketplace, register yourself, submit your code and your module functionality, your documentation, everything needs to be submitted, and then our team who is taking care of marketplace will review it, and then they will make it public on the web, on marketplace.
Okay, so this process is free of charge, or do we have to pay when we are registering? Or
Sorry?
To register with the marketplace to publish a module, do we have to pay a certain amount, or is this free?
Nothing. It's like App Store. You go and submit your app. That's it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, Sen, we heard that in Sitecore it is going towards Web API than MVC. Is that the case?
Sorry?
Sitecore 8 in the next version, you are going for Web APIs than focusing on MVC or
No, MVC. Sitecore. See, we are supporting both. Okay.
Okay.
But MVC is the popular and probably the most dominant one right now. Okay.
Hello, Shane. I'm Lakshman. So I want to know how is the supporting to mobile device Sitecore? Uh,
Okay, Sitecore mobile, right?
yes.
Okay, so we have an SDK that we have released for iOS. Okay,
Mhm.
so if you want to write a mobile app, the SDK is there. It's not widely used as of now because if you are doing a web application, everybody these days is going the responsive way, right? So the same web application can be also used an app on the phone, but yes, you can do it. You can write a web application at least for a mobile app at least for iOS. For that we have an SDK.
Uh,
Yeah.
you mean as example, let's us think that front end editing tool. What is the called? Repeat, no?
Page editing.
Page editor. If is that can use as a tablet or mobile?
Yeah, as of now, yes, you can run that into a tablet. Okay, it runs perfectly, but it is not optimized for tablet. It is not optimized for tablet. I believe in version 8.0, it will be optimized for tablet as well, so that you can create your content. It is possible to create content using tablet.
Okay.
Okay, because the web app runs perfectly inside the tablet. It's just the case it's not optimized for tablets. Okay.
Okay.
8.0 should be optimized for tablets perfectly because I see it works in a different way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said that Sitecore can store customer information, right? So if we search for some iPhone accessories, it will show
Yes.
iPhone accessories. How we store this data and how can we get those information in our application to display?
Sitecore stores this data into a database called AnalyticsDB. AnalyticsDB, okay?
Okay.
And beginning Sitecore 7.5, it will be storing this data into something called XDB, Experience Database.
Hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
This data is available into these two databases, and you can access this data through Analytics API.
Oh. So how do we know? Can we customize the data that we need to store? For example.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You basically want to add your own custom fields.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so whatever so if we are having a search field, we can configure that search, whatever user search on that search field to go into our analytics database and store it there, right? Something like that.
Yes. Yeah, you can configure more fields.
Oh.
Okay, now you are saying that experience gateway installed on the MongoDB is that one?
Yes. Experience DB is based on MongoDB, okay? Because the analytics data can grow very quick into volume, okay? And SQL database doesn't support that huge amount of data for analytics. So we have moved into MongoDB and we use big data analytics to perform query on it to get insights quicker.
To install MongoDB, we need to install another server, right? Like SQL server.
You will have to have now two DB server, one for one SQL server and another MongoDB server. Of course, you can keep everything on the same machine. It's okay.
Do we have the option to, in case we have small amount of data, do we have the option to store it on SQL server without using the MongoDB, or anyway we have to go for the
7.5? It's no 7.5. You will need MongoDB. Okay.
Okay.
Till 7.2, you are good with using only SQL server. And in case you don't need digital marketing, right? Then you don't need the MongoDB. It's optional.
Oh.
Okay.
So are you planning to develop some SQL connectors, database connectors, so customize
For
that
what?
one and override to use different databases or something like that in future?
No. See, by default, we support SQL and Oracle, okay?
Okay.
And if you need some other databases apart from these, MongoDB we are supporting for analytics, and that's the plan. In case you need any other database, then you can write your own data provider. Yeah.
When we look into the MongoDB examples, they say that they are to keep their speed maintained. Because they are storing those data as a JSON, so they are cutting some. They cannot allow joins and those foreign keys, such things. So how is it? Not affecting the analytics database for Sitecore?
I am sorry, I'm not able to follow you.
Okay, when we follow the tutors in MongoDB, they said that they are not supporting joins and those SQL joins like those and SQL because they are keeping them as a JSON data. So it really not.
We are just storing data into Mongo. We are not running reporting from it. Okay. In order to run report, the data is taken back from. This is just a recording database. Please understand. This is just a recording database. From here, we take data back to Analytic DB, which is again running on SQL. And this is where we do reporting. So there will be two databases because we need performance, one for recording, one for reporting.
Okay.
Regardless of the database, we can use the API to access data, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That was a very useful information. Any questions? Okay. Seems like thank you very much, Sen. It was very useful presentation and answers for our questions. I appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys. No problem. If you need any other help, please drop me a mail.
Okay.
I'll see if I can help you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Hey, bye-bye.
Guys, we will